Hundreds of people had to be evacuated from subway trains last night as service disruptions left passengers stranded and wondering exactly what was going on.
Fox 5's Kayla Memlak live in Lower Manhattan with all the details. Kayla?
Yeah, Reagan and Steve, if you live in New York City, you may have noticed your lights flickering just before 8:30 last night. Con Ed now saying a brief transmission disturbance only impacted customers above ground for a few seconds, but below ground, it was a different story.
The train stopped between 125th and 138 in the middle. I thought the train was waiting for another train to go, by, because I thought there was traffic in the front.
Ramon is among the hundreds of commuters left stranded on the subway late into last night following a citywide power surge. Information he says no one on board was privy to for nearly an hour.
So we were waiting, and then nobody was saying nothing. They were not saying this, we are stuck here, there's an emergency. Like an hour later, they start saying that the power went off and the train is not going to move.
Above ground, the MTA scrambling to restore service on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and L lines, urging people to avoid using any of the city's numbered subway routes or travel by bus if possible. Moments before the power surge, the FDNY says a manhole fire ignited near a public housing complex in Long Island City. Footage posted to Citizen app also shows a large column of smoke rising from the Queens neighborhood. Officials say they're still trying to determine whether this is what triggered the subway outage. Governor Kathy Hochul saying in part,
"Well, let me be very clear. Last night was unacceptable. If you're one of those riders or people relying on safe transport, the system failed you."
And joining me live now to talk more about this is the acting chairman and CEO of the MTA, Jana Libro. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you, Kelly.
Let's start with our viewers right now heading out this morning. What do they need to know about this morning's commute?
The commute is normal this morning, and we're thrilled about that because it was a tough night, but we were determined to get the commute ready for folks in the morning. People came back to work through the night, and that's been successful.
Let's talk about that because Governor Hochul earlier sort of described what happened last night as a series of unfortunate events. Can you just talk us through what exactly happened?
Well, at about 8:30, Con Ed had a problem where they had a dip in power, and that activated our backup systems, and that worked. But through a series of events that we are still studying, ultimately when the system went to actually go back to its normal operation, there was a fail. It's supposed to fail safe. It did not. That's what we're looking into. The result was we had about 80 trains that were actually 88 trains that were somewhere in the system when that outage happened. All but 5 of them were actually brought to station successfully, so passengers disembarked and they were safe, although they were inconvenienced. We had 5 trains where people were stuck between stations, somewhere north of an hour, probably mostly about 2 hours. And the problem was that some people got frustrated, even though there was announcements and the conductors were traveling up and down the trains. Some people got frustrated, and they went and got off the trains themselves, which we really discouraged. And the result was we had to turn off the power in large portions of the system, the third rail power, so that sort of slowed us down on getting restarted. But the end story is we're up and running right now, and we're looking into why this particular incident happened.
There were videos circulating on social media of a manhole fire in Long Island City near a housing complex. What, if any, connection does it have to this? Is that what you're looking into? Well,
Con Ed has acknowledged that they had a problem about 8:30 last night, and clearly that led in a sequence of events to what happened to the MTA lines that were affected. But we don't know the specifics of the Con Ed. What the specific sequence of the Con Ed impact was. But the bottom line is, when it reached the MTA system, our system needed to continue to function. Initially, it did with backup power, and then something went wrong, and that's what we're studying right now to make sure it doesn't happen. Kayla, part of the message that we take away from this is that we need to really go on our capital program, which is over $50 billion, most of which is in modernizing and making sure the system's in a state of good repair. Those are hugely important investments. We've been able to get them started again since the Biden COVID relief money is coming from Washington, and this underscores the need for that kind of investment.
Should the average commuter be worried this is going to happen again? I mean, a ripple effect of getting stuck underground for over an hour in some cases?
Yeah, the 500 plus people who were actually, as you say, stuck on trains between stations Like, no one wants that ever to happen to anybody. So we're going to really dig in and make sure that we understand what happened here. But in fairness, the system has been operating for over 100 years. This particular, this kind of incident has never happened before. We're studying the heck out of it, but I don't think there's any reason at this stage to think that this is a problem that's going to be repeated.
Governor Hochul was out here speaking with the media. You were next to her. Can you tell me a little bit about behind the scenes, what your conversations behind closed doors were with about her? What was she asking of the MTA? And were you guys on the phone with Con Ed at all? What's your communication like with them?
We did work with Con Ed through the night, but we worked a lot with Governor Hochul and her team last night. She was in touch with me almost immediately, really focused on what actually is happening, what are our, the actions that we're taking to rescue those people and to deal with the situation and make sure it doesn't happen again. She's ordered a review, which I very much support. She was really engaged, getting into the details. This is somebody, remember, Governor Hochul has been a local official, she's been a congresswoman, she's been a state official, she's worked at all levels of government, and as a former local official, she has a lot of experience with emergency management and to show.
Notice any difference between her handling the MTA as governor versus her predecessor?
Really, I'm looking forward. We got a lot done. I was the construction guy in the Cuomo era. We got a lot done, certainly in that area. But right now, as the new acting chair and CEO, I'm thinking of how we work with Governor Hochul, and this incident really set a positive precedent. She was really engaged.
All right. Jana Lieber, acting CEO and chair of the MTA, thank you so much for taking the time with us. I appreciate it. Hopefully this doesn't happen again.
Amen.
Amen. All right. That is the very latest here live in Lower Manhattan for now. Steve, I'll send it back inside to you.
Amen indeed. All right. Thanks, Kayla.